All right, folks, you are looking at Trout Lilly. This whole little area here. Actually, this Trout Lily covers one section of our property. It is just unreal how much Trout Lily there is on this side of the mountain. Trout Lily is a wild edible. You can eat the whole thing. We're going to pull her up, and you can eat the root, the stem, the leaf. You can eat all of it. And the root, the corm, is kind of a sweeter taste. Uh, of course, you can eat it raw. You can cook it, stir fry it, steam it, boil it, batter it, and deep fry it. However you want to eat it, you can eat this stuff. It makes an excellent wild edible, an excellent addition to the dinner table, but it makes an even better survival food. Now, folks, I'm not telling you to dig up. I'm going to dig up the roots, the corms. We'll just call them roots on this one here, on some of these. And we're going to do a taste test. But I don't, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert. This is stuff I do, this is stuff I know. And I know it for myself. I've studied for myself. You need to study for yourself. So anyway, but you don't need to go just ripping up the roots of these plants. They once you pull a root up, you've pulled the whole plant. And these things like to spread. These things will spread all over the place. They're beautiful. They have a yellow flower later on in the spring, and yeah, they're just an amazing, beautiful, wild edible. But if you can keep from it, don't pull up the root. Just eat the leaves, maybe the stem or something. But yeah, in emergency situation, yeah, by all means pull up the root. But you want these things to grow and spread. This is one of those things I call forever foods. Get them going, let them spread and take over an area, and yeah, you'll have food forever, like a Jerusalem artichoke and many other things. Anyway, folks, so of course it looks like a trout, huh? It looks like a trout. I mean, look at it. It's green with the brown on it, and it kind of resembles a trout. That's why they call it Trout Lily. And then the other part, lily, is because it's in the lily family. Uh, Now, here on the property, we just have an enormous amount of Trout Lily and daylily, all edible, the whole plant on both of them. Uh, Now, the Trout Lily, now the daylily likes sun. The Trout Lily does like the sun, but it likes the late winter, early spring sun. And it grows on, okay, so here where we live, it is growing on the side of the mountain that doesn't get the sun, except for in the winter when there are no leaves. Some sun will come in, and that's when it starts to grow. But by the time these leaves form on the trees, uh, about that time, that's when the Trout Lily kind of goes away. And of course, the root is still there, but you don't know it because you don't know where they are, although they're all over the place. The leaves are gone and the flowers are gone. So they don't last long, just the early part of the spring, late winter, early part of the spring. And they like moist woods. They like to be deep in the woods, lots of trees around. That's where they will grow. You're not going to really find these too often where it's just full sun. I mean, I've never seen them where there is full sun. But that's the kind of area to look for them, moist woods. When I say woods, I mean forest, trees everywhere. Anyway, folks, let's try to dig. Let me see if you can see me here. Let's dig. Let's dig this one up. Now here we've got some really rocky soil. It's very moist and very rocky here on the old property. And so this is kind of like our future driveway. And there is so much rock here, folks. I'm talking just like gravel rock. It's crazy. That you barely have to put any gravel down on the driveway. Man, I love using a hammer to dig things up. I use a hammer quite often. Now, folks, we have an abundance of this on the property. An abundance. Now, they're very, like, frail, very fragile. So you just can't go yanking on it and think, you can't go yanking on it thinking you're going to get it all out. It just ain't going to work out for you. See? I didn't get it all out. There we go. There's a little deal right there. All right, folks. Can you see it? All right, so it has a little brown skin right here. Can you see that? Sorry, I can't hardly see the camera. Let me move over where I can like see what I'm doing here. All right, so it has a little brown skin right here, and you just want to kind of shave that off a little. Do it with your fingernail. Get that off, and I brought a bottle of water. We'll rinse it off with some Aquafina or whatever it is, Dasani, and we'll eat it. Yes, we will, folks, dirt and all. All right, we're gonna check her out. I just don't want the grit of the dirt. It's not something I care for. All right, folks. Now I'm going to put this whole thing in my mouth. Remember, folks, I am not an expert. Can you see me? Check her out. She's all clean. All right, let's try the root, the corm first. Wow, very good. Kind of tastes like if you ever sprouted wheat to make bread, like Ezekiel bread. That's what it tastes like, one of those sprouts. A little bit of a cucumber taste in there. Same thing. I like it. That's why they call it a trout lily. Man, that was good, folks. My. Very good. Let's do another taste test. Sorry. Let's get the dirt off of it. I don't like the grit. Let's just eat the leaf. I want a good taste of that leaf. Tastes a little bit like the root. I like it. I really do. It tastes very good. Now, I've heard a couple of folks say that they didn't like it. I like it. It's good. Wow. Excellent. Excellent wild edible. My. Now that's my first time eating it. I've seen people eat it. I've watched videos on it. I've known about Trout Lilly for years, but I've never eaten it myself. It is delicious, folks. It is very good. It is just a good food, period. But it is an excellent wild edible. Man, there is a fella down there on a tractor. Hey, that's not a road you want to be on, huh? You don't want to be driving a New Holland with a box blade on the back on that road. That's our main road right here. A lot of folks fly up and down that road. Anyway, folks, so Trout Lilly absolutely all over the place here. But if you go down there, it like covers all of that down there. And another month, it'll be covered with Trout Lilly down there. It would take eating that for weeks upon weeks for it to be depleted. Man, that was quite good, folks. Quite good. Where are we at here? 11 minutes. Yeah, that was delicious. Anyway, folks, Trout Lilly, remember, grows in the early spring, late winter, woods, dark, moist woods. Well, this time of year it's not dark. I mean, we don't have any leaves on the trees, and that's when these things pop up because they get the sun. But they love the moist woods. Anyway, folks, Trout Lilly, excellent wild edible. We'll see you.